Hello, welcome to my class of ergonomics. Hopefully you all doing fine. In this first meeting, I will introduce you with our subject's name, which is ergonomics. Who has ever heard about this word? Some of you may think, does it have a relation with economics? No, ergonomics is different from economics. Well, I will start explain it to you. Uh, what do you think about this picture? A giraffe that reads a computer screen? Yes, you're right. But what is the relation with ergonomics? Okay, let's see the neck. A giraffe has very long neck. So, to make the giraffe is comfortable in reading the screen, uh, we adjust the height of the screen instead of ask the giraffe to lower down its neck. Computer works usually takes a long time, so insist the giraffe to balance his head with the usual screen height that usually lower than this will make the neck hurt or cause an injury. Okay, until this, have you already got the idea what is ergonomics studying about? Okay, don't get distracted with the giraffe. Just think that it is a human. Yes, in ergonomics, we try to design our job and system to make it fit with humans' capability and limitation. Okay, uh, the word of ergonomics is derived from the Greek term ergo meaning work and evort and nomos meaning laws. So ergonomics basically has the meaning of laws of work or science of work or study of work. Remember, ergonomics is about fitting the job to you. For instance, in computer works, it can be done by designing the chair, the computer device, the work environment, and the position of works of the workers or the time of works to ensure that the worker do not suffer due to injury, pain, or over fatigue. And on the other hand, it can increase the performance and productivity of the worker. So remember, fitting the job to you, not you to the job. Look at this extreme example. Is the example when a man is pushed to be fit with a certain job. Even if the man can deliver the very heavy load today or tomorrow, do you think it is good for his health and safety for a longer time? And of course, this job design has very high risk for the environment. So we can say that the job design is not ergonomics. So after showing you the examples, you may have the better understanding of the formal definition of ergonomics. The formal definition of ergonomics is the scientific discipline concerned with the understanding of interaction among humans and other elements of a system to design in order to optimize human well-being and overall system performance. So, based on the definition, we can say that ergonomics concern on the human aspect in the relation with their activities and the environment. There are three domains of ergonomics. The first is physical ergonomics. That's simply based on our human anatomical bodies to do physical activities. For instance, how to design a chair that is safe for our backbones. and how to design work posture that can prevent injury. The second domain is cognitive ergonomics. It is trying to understand what are the mental processes such as perception, memory, reasoning, and motor response. By looking at this aspect, we analyze how humans act with technology so we can defend against mistakes. So, simply said, the cognitive domain tries to deal with the human capability and limitation in using the brain. And as the third domain is organizational ergonomics, or we can say it macro ergonomics. It is concerned with the optimization of the socio-technology system in organization. So this domain deals with the policy, procedures, trainings, culture, and use it to design optimal working social environment. Uh, for physical ergonomics, physical ergonomics is studying about our work posture, how we are handling materials, looking at repetitive work environment, and how is the design of workplace layout. There has been a lot of work uh, that try to reduce back injuries. For example, among workers when moving loads or when he running or do repetitive job. As example of application for physical ergonomics are designing of tools and designing of workstation. Designing a tool with that fit with our anatomy and our normal posture is important. For instance, instead of bending our wrist for working, the tool design bend the holder to reduce the risk of injury. Okay, as you can see in this picture below. And the second example is designing the workstation. Instead of making the worker bending the back and lifting, the height of the workstation is adjusted to be the same with the normal standing position. And then explanation of the second domain is cognitive ergonomics. For the second domain, basically these domains deal with our cognitive system, or simply said, our thinking system. It studies about mental workload, mental fatigue, decision-making system, and human-computer interaction. By knowing the human's limitation to memorize, count, and make decisions, for instance, we can design some decision support tools to analyze the condition and to give early alert for the worker when there is a potential danger. Some example of application for cognitive ergonomics area are fatigue monitoring system and designing work rest cycle. Uh, for instance, the fatigue monitoring system is used for driver. When drivers show sign of sleepiness, the alarm will on. And the second example is designing work rest cycle. Doing continuous office work like data analysis is mentally exhausting. Therefore, we can develop a proper work rest schedule to ensure the worker cognitive system is not too tired, because the fatigue can cause some potential error in performing a job or decision making. And the last, organizational ergonomic or macroeconomic. For this domain, ergonomics looks at human aspects that related to social aspect. For instance, the nature, emotion, behavior, and expression of person in dealing with certain group of work or environment or a new system. In this domain, we learn about what human aspect that related to communication and teamwork, how to design a job that make all staff comfortable, or how to design a job that can increase the participation of employee. Uh, by implementing the knowledge of organizational ergonomics, the example of output will be a job design that can reduce stress and burnout, and on the other hand can increase employee satisfaction. Or another example is the designing training for crew. We can make better training design that concern on members' ability and limitation. Okay. Uh, for this semester, yeah, we will focus only in one domain of ergonomics, which is physical ergonomics. The other domain will be discussed in more advanced class. For the rest of this semester, we will discuss about physical characteristic of human body like anatomy, anthropometry, physiology, and biomechanic aspect and their relation with the physical activity and ergonomics design. Well, I know you are not sure about the meaning of things I mentioned here, but don't worry, I will explain it later. But it is in the following meetings, of course. And the time is almost up, so we have finished the topics about introduction to ergonomics. Today we have discussed about the definition of ergonomics, the domain of ergonomics, and the example of application. Hopefully my explanation is clear enough. However, if you still have any question about these topics, please email me. I've given you my address before. So class, we end this class now. Bye-bye.